One of the biggest factors that I see when it comes to women and their struggle with their love life is the fact that women are always down to stand on business until it's time to stand on business. So when you're working with me and we get to the part of your work where we're discussing like deal breakers and stuff like that, that is like the bulk of the session. We are really dissecting what you mean when you say like, oh, this is a deal breaker. I won't, I'm not going to put up with and blah, 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 blah. Because you'll be surprised that the very thing a woman says that she will not put up with is the very thing that she folds on when the stakes are a little bit higher than she expected. I remember one time I had this girl when I was a therapist, and she comes in and she wants help with her dating. Like, she's young, and so I was already like, "Girl, you too young to be in here stressing over a man." But anyway, so she comes in. She has like a long laundry list of drama with men, and so we started talking about deal breakers. And so I sent her home with the homework. Come back with your list. Blah blah blah. So she leaves, and she comes back the next week, and she's like, "I got my list." And I was like, "Okay, so what's the first thing on your deal breaker list?" And she was like, lying. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I said, "So if you meet a guy and y'all are talking for like 10 days, and then you realize that he lied to you about something on day three, what you gonna do?" And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna gather all my receipts, and then I'm gonna provide him with evidence and let him know that I know." And I said, "Okay." I said, so then what if he provides you with a rebuttal that's like logical and it makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense as to why he lied, or, whatever. And so she says, well, then I would just tell him that I didn't like it and ask him not to do it again. And I said, "Okay, so then lying is not a deal breaker for you." And she was kind of like, and I said, "Because if it was a deal breaker, the minute you found out it was a lie, you would have been out the door. Deal breakers mean zero tolerance, you know?" And so she came in fully thinking that if you lie to me, I'm leaving. And once it got broken down, she wasn't finna do nothing but figure out a way to stay. And so when it comes to standing on business in dating, a lot of times business stand on women. And so, we women tend to like the what are those things? The mantras and the girl power moments. I know my worth and I know and all this other stuff. But it's always good and easy to say that when ain't nobody in your life. But are you gonna be able to stand on that when somebody does come into your life? Because boundaries and knowing your worth and all of that sounds good until you like somebody. I can easily uphold a boundary with this disgusting dude over here that I would never give the time of day. It's very easy for me to say, ugh. But when he come in and he fine and he checking all them boxes, but that one, are you going to honor that one, or are you going to say, well, you know, hold on, because I mean, he got everything else going, but that's something that is something that you said that you couldn't tolerate or you wouldn't tolerate. So, what you really saying? This is one of the reasons I always tell people to like be careful what you be very loud and vocal about what you will and will not tolerate or accept from whoever you're trying to date. I used to love doing this to men. Men would come to me, and because I have locks and I'm dark skinned, they just assume that, I'm all natural and all these other things. So men love coming to me and having used to love coming to me and having all of these, oh, you're different. Look, you got the natural hair, and I don't like no woman with all them weaves and all the makeup and stuff and all those surgeries. And so that's what I be waiting on. That's what I be waiting on, because I'm like, now he know you. I really like you, and I da 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 da. And I said, oh, I'm definitely not the woman for you because these titties is good and fake. They fold every single time. Every single time. Oh, well, you can't tell. And well, I mean, but you said you will not date a woman that has all them surgeries and do all that makeup and all the other stuff until you met one that you actually liked and was interested in. But yet, she also did with the very thing that you claim you would never tolerate or put up with or like or be attracted to. So when it comes to women in an attempt to date, the first thing that needs to be figured out is how willing are you to stand on business? How willing are you to honor what you say you want and don't want? Because I'm telling you now, the minute you decide these are the things that I will tolerate and these are the things that I will not tolerate, what's going to happen is the next one that come into your life is going to challenge that. It's going to challenge that. It's going to challenge that. And then you're going to have to decide if you're going to stand on business or if you're going to fold and go into this situation. I don't know what it can turn out to be, but go into this situation. And if it goes left, this is one of them things that you just got to kind of take the L on, because you already knew that that was something that you wasn't going to like. So we always say what we don't like until what we don't like could potentially keep us by ourselves. Then all of a sudden we need to have space, and we need to, I mean, not space, we need to have grace, and we need to, accept that people come with flaws. And all of a sudden we got all these hemming and hawing going on. But what happened? I thought you knew your worth. I thought you knew, you did the work. You know what you want. I thought all that was in motion. So how we trip up just because he fine? How we trip up just because he got money? How we trip up just because he showed some interest in you? So in order to effectively stop making these poor life choices in your relationships, you're going to have to understand how you show up. Because we can talk all day and be aware all day about what we want and what we don't want. But is that awareness going to be enough when it comes time to honor it? Is it going to be enough when he is almost there? Is it going to be enough when you really getting tired of going to bed alone every night? Is it going to be enough? That's the type of stuff that I help with my 4A's transformation system. Go to my website, click on work with me, pick a package, and let's get to work.